Hi guys, how are you guys doing? I hope my mic is working accurately. I promised in one of my videos that I was going to show you my recipe for making stew. I couldn't show you last time because I was in a hurry. So today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect Nigerian stew with my special recipe that I discovered. I hope it takes your cooking to a new level. So yeah, let us begin. Let's cook together, guys. Okay. So this is the chicken I'll be using for this stew recipe. Okay. I'll be using chicken. I already cut it into um, sizable bits, just how I want it. Okay, this is my secret ingredient. I know you remember this. So this is a combination of ginger, garlic, and some onions. I blended this last night and I put it in the freezer. So I'm going to be using it for this recipe. Okay, just join me so you see the whole process. Now this is a combination of tomato, red bell pepper, tatashi, and some scotch bonnet pepper. Okay, so I blended everything and I cooked till it was dry. Okay, this is how I love to use my tomato if I'm making stew. So I'm using this tin tomato. I'll be adding it to my fresh tomato. I have some Benny chicken flavored spice. I have some curry. I'm not using all, I'm just showing you everything. I have kitchen glory, see some thyme. I have spicy tea, and then this is my newfound fave. If you're making stew or you're trying to season your beef, I would advise you to use this. Okay, so this is my new fave. So these are all the spices I will be using. I'm not using all, I'm just showing you what I will be using. And of course we have salt. And I cannot forget my knorr cubes. If you know me and you're consistent in my channel, you know that for all of my cooking I use knorr cube. I'm not an ambassador of knorr, but I feel like I'm promoting their brand. So yeah, this is what I use when I am cooking. So let's season our protein. Okay, so I added some beef to my chicken. Okay, I just wanted more protein, so I added some beef. So I'm going in with some onions, and then I have my thyme here. One thing my mom always taught us is if you're trying to make stew, make sure that your protein is well seasoned. Season it properly. It takes your cooking to another level. It's a game changer when you're trying to cook. So I added my curry, and then I'm going in with this my Mr. Chef ginger, onions, and garlic seasoning powder. Okay, so I added it and I put in more curry. So now I'm going in with my Mr. Chef salt. Okay, and then I put in my knorr cube. So I'm using two. So if I'm cooking this, I will be cooking it on a very low heat, and I would not add water immediately because I want the ingredients to soak up on the juice of the chicken. Okay, so the protein will release its own nutrients that will help me cook the beef and the chicken. Okay, so I'm using very soft chicken, so I won't allow this to stay too long on fire. Just follow me so I don't ramble too much. So I put on my gas and I put on the chicken on the gas. So after some minutes, I went back to check and I gave this a quick stir so that all the ingredients will marinate well with the chicken. Okay, so that some parts will not get all the nutrients while some doesn't. So I gently turned this. Remember, I told you guys that I am using very soft chicken. So as you can see, it's cooking on its own juice. Okay, the flavor from my chicken here, I'm not exaggerating. It's it's something else. So see the water is that is coming out from the chicken and the beef. So I allow this to cook for another say another 3 minutes. Okay. So this is our protein and what it looks like right now. It is ready for frying. You can see it's cooking on its own juice that released water from the chicken itself. So I'm not going to add water to it. No, I'm not doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and start frying. Okay. So my oil is heated on fire. I want to deep fry this chicken. Okay. So I want the oil to completely cover the chicken so it can deep fry. And that is what I am doing now. Guys, I kid you not. The aroma from my kitchen. ah, Omo, I was having fun in the kitchen. I was having so much fun. Now look at this fried chicken. It's so crunchy, very tasty because it has a lot, a whole, it is so flavorful. Like it is so flavorful. So we're cooking our stew now. This is my garlic. I strained it. You can use a strainer if you have one. There's no one in the house. That's why I'm using this one. Okay, so I strained it. You can keep the remaining one here, the water. You can use it to cook something else. So in a clean pot, I put in my groundnut oil, the oil I use in frying my protein. Of course, we are not wasting oil in this house, it's expensive. So I went in with my chopped onions. Okay, I allowed this to fry for some seconds. I turned. Okay, you must turn when you're cooking. Make sure you're always turning so that your food doesn't burn. Okay, so I went in with my ginger, garlic, and onions paste, the one I blended. You see this thing? When you add it at this point in your cooking, trust me, the flavor. Now, at this point, we are building flavor in the kitchen. Okay, this is the base of your stew. If you miss it at this point, you will miss the whole step. Okay, so we are building flavors, and yeah, the aroma in my kitchen. And from miles away you will be perceiving it. So I went in with some salt. I'm not doing too much with the seasoning because we still have our meat stock. Okay, so we're still going to be adding that. So I put in some curry powder and I stir again. I stirred it very well. Okay, like I said, this is the base of our stew and we're trying to build flavors. Okay, I went in with one no cube. Okay, guys, voiceover is not for the faint hearted though. Because sometimes I begin to think, what else do I say? Okay, so if you're watching and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do well to subscribe. Okay, so I added my tomato paste. This is when you add. Some people put in their fresh tomatoes before the paste, but I like to fry my tomato paste first because it has the sour taste that it comes with. So I want to ensure that I remove all the sour taste. You don't want your tomato tasting sour. It takes away the flavor from it. Okay, so after putting in my tomato paste, I gave this a quick stir. Okay, and I turned properly. I'm using my turning stick at this point because I don't want my food to burn and it's easy to just maneuver. Okay, so I gave this a quick stir and it was cooking on a very or frying on a very low heat. At this point, you know that your tomato is ready when it looks like this. You know your paste is ready when it looks like this. Okay, so when I got what I wanted, it was time to put in my fresh tomato, and that's what I'm adding now. Okay, and guys, I kid you not, the flavor, the aroma in this kitchen, everybody was waiting for food to get ready. I was rushing because we're having family over, so have to cook. Okay? And you know me, I love it when people taste my food. Okay, so after putting in my fresh tomatoes, I blended. Look at the colors. Look at how rich this stew looks. Okay, so I turned and I turned to ensure that the paste blends properly with the fresh tomato. Okay, so this is what we have now. So I went in with, I was using some, I had some biscuit bone, and that's what I am using. I love biscuit bone in my stew. I don't know why. Okay, so I put in some biscuit bone and I went in with my meat stock, okay, to loosen up the stew a bit because it is very thick. Okay, so I put in my meat stock. Okay, and I have to taste before I put in any more seasoning because you do not want your stew to be too um is it too seasoned now? Oh, so I put in my Benny chicken flavor. I went ahead to add another um curry and ginger spice. Okay, and then I also added my spicity. I added my spicity. These are some spices that come in handy in my house whenever I'm cooking. There, I went in with kitchen glory. Okay, I went in with kitchen glory. Our stew is almost ready. Like I was saying, if you're watching and you are not subscribed, why? Why? Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't, okay? And don't forget to share my video. Do not forget to share my video and drop a warm comment. So at this point, I am tired. I'm exhausted. I'm almost done cooking. Okay. I just need to put in my fried chicken inside, allow it to sit for about a minute or two at most, so it can absorb the goodness in my stew, and I will be done cooking. Okay, I still have some dishes that I need to do, and yeah, I'm done in the kitchen. I'm cooking rice by the side, so that's basically what I'm doing. Okay. So our stew is almost ready. You can tell from the oil that's already floating on top. So this is the right time to put my chicken, my fried chicken. You can use any protein of your choice. I am using chicken for this particular recipe, okay, and some beef. Can use any protein that is available to you. So I put in my chicken so it can absorb all the nutrients in the stew. Okay, so I put in the chicken and I gave this a very good stir. Okay, I turned gently. So our stew is ready. Thank you so much for watching and for always coming back to watch my video. I hope I was able to teach you one or two things from this cooking. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.